Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Buffalo Bills football player Damar Hamlin was in critical condition after collapsing on the field on Monday night during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Just moments after getting up from an open field tackle on Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, the 24-year-old fell right onto his back. After 9 minutes of CPR and resuscitation, Hamlin was taken to a local hospital. The Bills released a statement early Tuesday morning confirming the player suffered from a heart attack following the hit from the tackle, but his heartbeat was restored on the field. Hamlin went to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where he was further tested and treated. The play was suspended almost 6 minutes into the first quarter, but the game was soon completely postponed. Most of the Bengals team traveled back to Buffalo on Tuesday morning, while some of Hamlin's teammates stayed in Cincinnati. As more information becomes available, we'll keep you updated. On Wednesday, the Biden administration announced it will require travelers from China, including Hong Kong and Macau, to present negative COVID-19 tests before entering the United States. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the requirement will take effect starting on January 5th. CDC officials say they are deeply concerned over China's lack of transparency about its outbreak and the country's failure to track and sequence variants and subvariants that are circulating within its borders. Required testing will apply to air passengers regardless of nationality and vaccination status. It will also apply to travelers from China who enter the U.S. through another country or connect through the U.S. to other destinations. A few other countries like Italy, Japan, and India have implemented similar restrictions. COVID-19 had a Christmas comeback for New England, according to the CDC, as a new strain of the virus has become the dominant coronavirus variant in the region. The variant, named XBB, has been tracked in New England for months, but data from the CDC shows it remained responsible for a small percentage of overall cases until recently. As of the week ending December 24th, the CDC reported that XBB was responsible for 52.6% of cases in New England. Based on information available at that time, the World Health Organization said early evidence suggested XBB infections were not substantially more severe than other subvariants. In that statement, WHO wrote, quote, "There is, however, early evidence pointing at a higher reinfection risk from XBB as compared to other circulating Omicron sublineages," end quote. Starting January 4th, Boston Public School students, teachers, and staff will begin wearing masks in school and on school buses for the 2 weeks after they return from the holiday break. School officials, in a statement to the community at large, said masking will be an ask and expectation, but not a mandate. Mayor Michelle Wu said in a statement, quote, "We are anticipating a period of high transmission of the flu, RSV, and COVID-19. So Boston Public Schools and the Boston Public Health Commission have determined masking for the next 8 school days will keep our kids safely in the classroom with their peers," end quote. Disposable masks will be provided and will also be available for student athletes at practices or games. Boston Public Schools said it will continue to provide all students and staff with home testing kits every 2 weeks, and that all students are being asked to take a test on the evening of January 3rd or the morning of January 4th before returning to class. Staff members are also being asked to take a test before returning to work on January 3rd. Although the state is not reporting daily COVID-19 health trends anymore, the Mass DPH is still monitoring and reporting health trends on a weekly basis. On December 29th, newly released metrics show that over 82,000 molecular tests were conducted and 8,327 new positive cases were reported in the last week. As of December 27th, 361 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 105 are in the ICU. 113 new deaths were also reported in the last 7 days. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. The town hall hasn't reported any new positive cases in the last week. The town hall website currently shows a total of 11,539 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 9 months, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
If you're 50 or older, it's important to stay up to date on COVID vaccines. Boosters greatly reduce your chance of severe illness, hospitalization, and death, and are an important defense, even if you've already had COVID. Schedule your appointment today at mass.gov/COVID-booster.
Welcome back. The Braintree Recreation Department has applications available for employment during the summer of 2023. Positions are being filled for lifeguards at Sunset Lake, instructors for playground, special needs, field trip and day programs, gate attendants, and caretakers. Applications are due on Monday, April 3rd of 2023, but officials encourage applicants to apply as soon as possible, as the Braintree Recreation Department will begin conducting interviews for early applicants in February and March. Applications will be available online at BraintreeRec.com as well as in person at the Braintree Recreation offices at 74 Pond Street. You can also email Chris Griffin at cgriffin@braintreema.gov. Braintree town officials announced the 2023 Lunar New Year Festival will be held on Sunday, January 15th. The festival will include a lion dance ceremony scheduled to kick off the festival, followed by a yo-yo performance and demonstration, as well as a drum performance. The festival will also include a marketplace selling clothing, food, and much more. For those attending, the lucky first 100 visitors will all receive free gifts. The festival will take place January 15th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall. On December 22nd, the Braintree Town Council met to discuss the petition for the retirement of Officer Ryan McHugh. Members expressed opposing views during this discussion. Here's what Mayor Charles Kokoris and Braintree Police Chief Mark Dubois had to say during the meeting.
I rise in support of my request for the retirement of Officer McHugh. I had the pleasure and privilege of appointing Officer McHugh as a selectman many years ago, and have watched him develop into a fine officer over the years until the tragic events that occurred on May 5th, 2017 at Motel 6.
My position on this issue is apparently very unpopular, and it's not intended to be. I feel very strongly about supporting all the police officers as one of my primary duties, and I feel like I do that daily. But I'm also, in this particular case, I'm looking at all the police officers and the potential future issues that we're going to present to the board here, to the council, and I'm looking forward to those potential requests as well as this one that's before you.
If you want to watch the full meeting, you can watch it on our YouTube channel in our Braintree Town Council playlist. The Braintree Trash and Recycling Center released an article reminding residents that doors and windows are considered construction material, not household trash, so they cannot be placed curbside or dropped off at the recycling center. Also, trash and recycling carts need to have closed lids to enable proper collection. Overfull carts may result in rejection. For those looking to stay in the loop with what's going on in the town of Braintree, here are some recent and upcoming town meetings. Braintree Town Council met on Tuesday, January 3rd at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom webinar. Next, the Braintree Planning Board will meet next Tuesday on January 10th at 7 p.m. in the Cahill Auditorium in the Braintree Town Hall. You can watch BCAM's live coverage of these meetings on youtube.com/BCAMTV and on our government channels Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Each year, the flu makes millions of people sick. Getting a flu shot is the best way to protect yourself. Within 2 weeks, the shot helps your body produce antibodies that fight flu germs. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Get your flu shot today.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Massachusetts will see several law changes with the start of 2023. Some new state laws that will go into effect include the minimum wage in Massachusetts increasing by 75 cents from $14.25 an hour to $15 per hour. The increase is the final result of legislation passed in 2018 that gradually increased the minimum wage to $15. As for tipped workers, their wages will also increase from $6.15 to $6.75 per hour. Then starting January 1st, anyone who earns more than $1 million per year will pay an additional 4% income tax. The last notable change is the maximum weekly benefits under paid family medical leave, which is increasing from $1,084.31 to $1,129.82 per week. Elected officials in Massachusetts will receive a pay raise in 2023. The increases follow a 2017 law that gives raises every 2 years to top elected officials, including the governor, secretary of the Commonwealth, attorney general, and legislative leader. Some officials will receive raises as much as 20% more. The Boston Globe calculated the increases of various new salaries for the state's top elected officials, including incoming Governor Maura Healey, who is set to make about $37,000 more than Governor Charlie Baker. In a strange turnaround, the average price for a gallon of regular gas sold in Massachusetts is actually lower today than it was a year ago. According to AAA Northeast, this week's state average of $3.37 per gallon is 6 cents lower than it was a week ago, and a penny lower than a year ago. Mary McGuire, Vice President of Public and Government Affairs for AAA Northeast, said, quote, "Increasing supply and soft gasoline demand are pushing pump prices lower. Gasoline throughout the Northeast is now cheaper than the same time last year, which might have seemed unimaginable when prices peaked at record highs this past year." End quote. The current state average is a whopping 39 cents per gallon lower than it was just a month ago at $3.76, but it's also 27 cents higher than the national average of $3.10. This Saturday and Sunday, January 7th and 8th, the MBTA Red Line trains on the Braintree and Ashmont branches will be replaced by shuttle buses between Broadway and Ashmont stations and between Broadway and North Quincy stations. Officials stated the reason for the diversion is to perform work on the pedestrian bridge between Columbia Road and the lobby at the JFK UMass station. MBTA officials also warned riders about upcoming service changes on the orange and green lines in order to accommodate the continuing demolition of the Government Center garage by private developer HIM Construction. To reign in the new year, baby Amina holds the record as first baby born at South Shore Hospital in 2023. Amina was born to mother Morgan Levain and father Aiden at 12:25 a.m. on Sunday. Funny enough, baby Amina will be the third member of her family to be born on New Year's Day, as she shares her birthday with both her paternal grandparents. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Stopping smoking, vaping, or using other tobacco or nicotine products takes time and courage. Calling 1-800-QUIT-NOW is a great first step. Get connected to a trained Quit coach by phone or online. They'll share ways to curb cravings, handle life's big and small stresses, and tackle relapses with you. No lectures, no judgments. Reaching out and getting support can double your chances of quitting. So, take the first step. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mass.gov/quitting.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have a few movie recommendations for you to watch. First in entertainment, the classic story of a wooden puppet who is brought to life has been reinvented by Oscar-winning filmmaker Guillermo del Toro. The film tells a tale about a woodmaker who tragically loses his son and struggles with grief. As a way of coping with the loss of his son, he creates a wooden puppet whose name is Pinocchio. Pinocchio is magically brought to life, and he and the woodmaker form a bond. Pinocchio sets out on all types of mischievous adventures in this film, so make sure to catch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio now on Netflix. Next up in entertainment, we have Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which has just recently been released onto the streaming platform Netflix. The story revolves around world-famous detective Benoit Blanc, who has just been informed about a new case. The case involves a tech billionaire who invites his friends on a private getaway to his Greek island. Detective Blanc heads to Greece in hopes of peeling back the many layers of the case. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, can be streamed now only on Netflix. Finally, in entertainment, recently released is the long-awaited sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water. The new film is set 15 years after the first one and will pick up with characters Jake Sully, Princess Neytiri, and their family. The characters will have to face difficulties after leaving their home and exploring the regions of Pandora when an ancient threat resurfaces. The runtime for the film is 3 hours and 12 minutes and can be seen only in theaters. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.